And here we are going to discuss about the features and architecture considerations for embedded systems. And coming to architecture considerations for embedded systems, we will discuss about the basic elements which are used for building embedded systems or embedded applications. See here, for building an embedded application, the basic elements are I/O ports, which are the input and output ports, a system core is nothing but the CPU, memory elements, other integrated peripherals such as ADCs, DACs, comparators, etc. And communication interfaces. Then output ports. Here the sensors are interfaced to input ports in order to get the data or interact with the real world. That information is passed to system core, and what system core will do? System core, with the help of the firmware or instructions which are stored in the memory, it processes that input information with the help of the support peripherals and generate the corresponding outputs with the help of the actuators. And for communication, it uses communication interfaces. In this way, the input information is processed and corresponding output is given to the actuators. And coming to the detailed explanation of each block, see what sensors do. Here, the sensors are used to sense or detect the changes in the input variables. It will sense the changes in the input variables and convert it into electrical signals for any measurements to be taken. The sensors are connected to the input ports. Then coming to the actuators, actuators are used to convert electrical signals into corresponding physical action. So, the actuators are connected to the output ports. And coming to the system core, embedded systems are domain-specific applications. That means they perform specific tasks, and these are built around a central core. The core of the embedded system falls under different categories. Our central core may be microprocessor, or it may be microcontroller, or it may be digital signal processor, or application specific IC, ASIC, or CPLD, or FPGA. Your core may be, it may be processor or controller or digital signal processor or anything. What core will do here? It will process the input information and gives that processed information to the output devices. Then, coming to the memory elements. Coming to the memory, there are two types of memories. Here I have. One is a temporary memory, another one is a permanent memory. Coming to permanent memory is called as a non-volatile memory. Generally, ROM is called as a permanent memory. It means it retains the contents when power is removed. Although there is no power, the ROM can hold the data. Next, RAM. It is known as random access memory, which is volatile memory. When there is no power, the power is lost in the RAM. Here, the executable programs are stored in the ROM, read-only memory. And the temporary data that is temporary variables, temporary information is stored in the RAM. Next, coming to the peripherals. Coming to the peripherals, what are the common peripherals we use in embedded systems are timers, watchdog timers, real-time clock, serial communication interfaces, interrupt controllers, analog to digital converters, and digital to analog converters. We studied about the peripherals in MPMC. Although I will give a brief description about these peripherals. First, timers. For what timers are used? They provide a regular tick that can be used to schedule tasks. In order to schedule a task, we need a timer. Timers are essential for generating fixed periodic events, or periodic wake-ups, or for counting edges, generating delays, measuring time intervals, or for replacing delay loops with timer calls that allows CPU to go to sleep, which consumes less power. For all these things, we are using timers. Just coming to another peripheral, watchdog timer. For what watchdog timer is used? Watchdog timer is used for restarting your controller or processor when any software or hardware failure occurs. That is the use of watchdog timer. Next, real-time clock. Real-time clock is used for maintaining the track of time of the day. That means this module provides seconds, minutes, hours, day of the week, day of the month, and year. All this information, that is calendar information, is provided with the help of the real-time clock. Next, serial communication interfaces. As we studied in MPMC, UART, Universal Asynchronous Receiver Transmitter, SPI, I2C, USB. These are all the serial communication interfaces which are used for transferring information from one module to another module or within the module. Next, interrupt controller. What interrupt controller will do? It manages the interrupts which are generated by the external devices connected to the microcontroller or microprocessor. Then, analog to digital converter. This is a very commonly used peripheral which is used for converting the analog values which are coming from the sensors into digital values which are understandable by the microprocessor or microcontroller. For this conversion process, analog to digital converters are used. Next, DACs, digital to analog converters. These digital to analog converters are used for again converting a digital processed values by the microcontroller or microprocessor into analog values which are given to the actuators or output devices. Understand? This is about the peripherals and communication interfaces. So, these are all the basic elements which are used for building an embedded application. This comes under the architecture considerations of embedded systems. Thank you.